Hi.
Hi. Hi everyone. My name is Nakshatra and I'm from the Sportsman Spirit and today's topic is sports nutrition. We have with here Ekta and you're working for Kua Nutrition, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
right.
can you tell us more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Basically, hello everyone. My name is Ekta. I am a nutritionist, dietitian, whatever you call me. I work with Qua Nutrition, and like I have been working for quite some time now. So I'll just give you a brief about what is Qua Nutrition, what we guys do basically. Qua Nutrition has been there for about 9 to 10 years now, and we have been working with a lot of people from sports background, non-sports background, medical, then child nutrition, etc., etc. We always try and understand with a detailed thing like what is going inside your body, what are your requirements, calculations, a lot of things basically. And yeah, quite successfully, we have been working with a lot of people. So yeah, so today I am here to take in all your queries and let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, tell me why is sports nutrition so important? Like what is different from a normal diet plan
Hmm.
and a diet for an athlete and why is it so important to follow why should a sports person follow a different
Right, right. Okay. Firstly, I'll say like why is eating very much important? So I'll start with there from there. The thing is, see now, whatever we do in life, there is always a purpose. Like we study to get a proper job, we do something or the other because there is with a purpose. Okay, without purpose, we hardly do anything. The importance of eating is just not restricted to this is not only for survival. Basically, I'll say. Okay, the importance of eating can also go beyond that. It can help you cure with so many things like who has medical problems. And right now, I'll focus on this that today in this COVID situation, everybody cannot go to a doctor. What you can do still at your home and be the best of your thing and not get any issues is one thing, which is basically diet. So Okay, so okay, that is one thing. Okay, now talking about sports nutrition specifically, that now you guys must be knowing, you guys are players, that the amount of hard work, the amount of intensity of physical activity you guys do, you
I think there's a problem with the just
yeah.
yeah,
So
sorry.
sorry.
Some
Yeah, yeah, there is some network issues happening. Okay. So what I was talking about is yes. So basically, why nutrition is important for a sports person is basically they are. So the thing is, firstly, they burn a lot of calories because they are into a lot of physical activities. Now we understand when the nutrition is important for a medical person. Okay, these are the issues. You require nutrition for betterment of your for betterment of your overall health, etc. Good. But then when you are also a sports person, that the overall thing is basically now enhanced. Now you require more nutrition so that you also cope up with your game as well, because you are burning a lot of calories. You have to be the best of your shape. Your fitness levels matter. So like you go to an academy to basically coach yourself for betterment of your game. Like, okay, you will improve the game. Likewise, nutrition is also there to support you with the same thing. It is not like, okay, you only focus on the coaching and you give up eating. You are still eating, right? So you need to know what should be going into your body so that it supports along with your coaching. So just like that. So yeah.
So, India mein it is like this thing is not given so much importance, and
Yeah.
comparatively in developed countries, people give importance to what they're eating, how they're eating, how much they're eating, and do you think that this can be a reason, like players who are from developed countries or who get that kind of guidance are performing better and have better fitness and health level?
Right. Uh, yes, of course, definitely. Even when we talk to a lot of people, even like I'll just say when people, first come to us, firstly, their question is, why should I firstly come to, even if they have come, they still have this question that why should I take this or why should I go for it? So in India, just for an example, if there is a kid who is a little bit fat, so his mom will say that beta bahar jaake khel kood kar thoda patla ho jayega. She will never say like, okay, let's focus on your overall thing. अगर तुझे कोई issues है, चल तेरे देखते ही तू कैसे खाना खाता है. She will feed him the same food and she will just say बाहर जाके खेल कूद नहीं करेगा तो fit कैसे रहेगा. So that is the whole thing, okay, that they just in India everybody thinks that मैं exercise कर लूंगा तो I'll be like fit, and they don't even know what kind of exercise, what kind of food, whether food can also be important or not. So these things are are still there in India in like very developed cities as well, and people always has this thinking that okay, only exercise might help me. Even you guys obviously will know that even in exercises, every kind of exercise may not suit every person, so that also differs from person to person. Yeah. So likewise, eating is also the same, but obviously, like, to reach that level, of course we need even more time for people to understand. But yes, one thing I'll say, that I'm still happy because from the past, like in the 5 years and right now presently in the COVID situation, a lot of people are like, yes, maybe every time I cannot go to the doctor very easily, so let's just eat properly. Even I'll say, like, all the players out there are really conscious right now because they are like, we don't want to gain weight, we don't want to gain fat, this, that, so many things are going on. And of course, they are like always playing outside, so their immunity is always compromised. Now they are like very, very much on their toes that no, our immunity has to be good even if we are at home. So we should not get anything because of course and like whenever the game and everything starts, they need to be at the best of your shape, otherwise all these hard work of all these years will be gone. So
So,
yeah.
so things are changing, but slowly. And
Yes. With a slow pace, correct.
so, now with like there are so many trends right now,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
people don't know about so many diets like the keto diet or
Oh yeah.
any kind. People are just copying each other or who
Yeah.
they follow, who they're influenced by, and
Yeah.
so but everyone has a different body and different requirements. So,
Hmm.
what would you tell to such people? Like, what would you
Yeah.
advise them?
Okay. So firstly, I'll say that if you are doing any kind of crash diet and you are a sports person, it's very risky. It's going to be very, very risky. Okay. If you are still a normal person and you are going to do it, I can understand that. Okay, even if something goes wrong, you can still take the consequences. ठीक है. But since if you are a professional sports person and you are into some game and somebody told you, oh, I did keto, you should also try it, and you just went for it, you don't even know what will happen. Okay. So as you already said that yes, it's very important that every person is different and so is the requirement. There is always a portion of carbohydrate, protein, fat which goes into everybody's body. And even like for some people there is a requirement a little more, some for some people it's a little lesser. Now I'll just say that whenever you are doing any kind of crash diet, do it with somebody's guidance. Don't do it just like that, just because you saw on the Google. Now I'll just quote it here that we people, like as a nutritionist or dietitian, we have really studied hard to reach here. So don't compare our degree with the Google's knowledge. So that's all I can say, right? Because in Google, obviously, you get 110 people, 110 suggestions, 110 things that, okay, you eat this, it will happen. But, always see the scientific background to it, why you should be doing it. So always do it with a professional person that, okay, why I should be doing it and what will happen if the consequences go wrong, and like how to fix that as well. And of course, when you are doing the crash diet, obviously it is a crash, so it will happen for just some time period. But what will happen after, you are transitioning to a normal diet? So that is very important again. So yeah, that's the thing.
And also there is this thing like many people are adopting a vegan diet. They're going
Okay.
vegan. There are so many celebrities, also
Mm-hmm.
sports people. Even Virat Kohli, I think, is the most famous for doing that.
Yeah.
People are getting conscious about consuming animal products and turning into
Hmm.
a more plant-based diet. So, do you
Yeah.
think a athlete who is competing
Mm-hmm.
at an international level, do you think his or
Mm-hmm.
her requirements can be fulfilled by vegetarian?
Hmm.
What kind of
Okay.
changes was it? Yeah.
So firstly, I'll say that it's about the nutrients, not about the whole thing that okay, I am doing this kind of diet. You can be vegetarian, you can be vegan, whatever it is, but then you need to make sure that the nutrients you want in everyday life or whatever you are doing, okay, that is the main thing. If you are able to get the similar things in vegetarian food, go ahead. If you are not getting, then probably non-vegetarian. Now the thing is, it also comes to culture that okay, मैं तो vegetarian हूँ बचपन से, मैं ऐसा कैसे करूँगा? So then is the role of ours that to tell them okay, these are the requirements and how you can fulfill it from a vegetarian sources. There is nothing like okay, मैं सिर्फ नॉनवेज खाऊंगा तो ही मुझे ये मिलेगा या वेजिटेरियन खाऊंगा तो ही मुझे ये मिलेगा. एंड बाय द वे, टॉकिंग अबाउट विराट कोहली, yes, so I'll just say Virat Kohli has signed up with Qua Nutrition just last month back. Okay, so yeah, so right now we will be working for him in the IPL. Yeah, so our founder, like Ryan Fernando, is basically working with Virat Kohli now. Okay, so I'll just say one thing that you can be vegan, you can be anything. The only problem which happens is there could be certain deficiencies if you are a vegan. Okay, and to fulfill that, of course, you require to boost it up like a supplement or maybe a pill. Now, don't think that it is a medicine. You just have to take it only up to the time it comes up to the normal levels, like vitamin B12, for example. You cannot get so much of vitamin B12 sources from vegetarian. So then you have to opt for a non-vegetarian or a supplement to basically improve it. But the role of vitamin B12 is so much in a person's body. So how will you get it? There will be always a deficiency. So these things, basically, you have to understand.
Okay. Okay. So there is also a lot of hype about protein, especially
Yeah.
within athletes. And there are so many people talking like तू ये प्रोटीन ले इससे फर्क पड़ता है तू ये ले तू वो ले and there are so many also not non-certified gym trainers that are recommending absolutely anything to anyone. So
Yeah.
take on protein, whey protein, and there are also many studies that show that some way of protein or creatine or some kind of like have some certain substances that are harmful.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
an athlete should go about it? Plus, he or she wants that supplements for his game.
Yeah. Firstly, I'll say that the gym trainers should not actually recommend anything to anybody. But yes, I understand, just because they have built their body with certain kind of diet, so they think that okay, if this person is struggling hard, so instead of telling them actually to go to a nutritionist, they feel that okay, मैं ये suggestion दे देता हूँ, it's very easy to take a protein thing. I'll just say that the concept of protein is now very much in the market, that protein ले लो, protein ले लो. First thing is very important, that the intensity of your workout, whether you firstly require a protein or not. The first question is this: protein powder, in the sense protein definitely we require, but whether a protein powder or not. Secondly, what is the protein powder consisting of? Because there are some BCAA, okay, these are the essential amino acids and these things. So you need to understand that as well, that whether you are breaking down so much that you require all these things or not. Secondly, thirdly, it's not that bus protein le lo and you will, somebody, if someone wants to lose weight, or maybe a sports person who is like, okay, I'm working out so much, so I need that protein powder. The third question is how much, okay? Because you cannot just overdo like 2, 3 scoops like that. I'll say one thing, that in 1 hour you can only absorb around 25 grams of protein, and if you have like 2, 3 scoops, the rest of the protein is just going to waste. So it's not going to get into your body. So what will happen then? Then comes your side effects of protein, because a lot of people just thinking like protein le lo, they have it, great. But then there are a lot of side effects of protein. You get kidney issues, you get brain fog, and all these things are there. You get headaches, for that matter. And the big thing will be what kind of protein suits your body. Every protein cannot suit your body. So if you're allergic to something, what if, just giving an example, if your uric acid is high, you cannot take pea protein. What if your gym trainer has recommended you pea protein? It is only going to increase your uric acid levels. So again, it's not going to help you. So there are a lot of things which goes along with protein. So
Okay, okay. That was quite myth busting because so many people have
yeah,
doubts about protein and stuff. Okay, so can you
that's
also tell
what.
us how should there be a difference between male and female nutrition? Should girls or boys have or eat food differently?
Sorry, I could not hear you properly.
What do you think is there any difference between male and female nutrition? Should
Okay,
males and
okay.
females eat different?
Mm-mm. Okay. So, yes, definitely there is lot of difference between male and female, nutrition, because everybody's body is different, everybody's, requirements, and there are a lot of hormonal, differences which is there. Like the basic difference would be your estrogen levels and your testosterone levels. Okay. So, of course, it now men cannot get PCOS, but women get PCOS. So these things are definitely there. Okay, the requirement is definitely very much different to each and every person, like whether male or female. Now there are certain deficiencies which women get, like your iron deficiencies and all. So a lot of people, a lot of women athletes, actually, when they train a lot, they generally get low hemoglobin, low iron levels, and all these things, which have not been seen so much in men, actually. So because when we also work with a lot of women and all, no, because they have their menstrual cycle and all these things, so obviously we have to look on those part as well, which is not there in men, like a lot of complications. So on the other hand, men have issues like with their reproductive health and all these things. So of course, like the strategy definitely changes for men and women. And yeah, talking about menstrual thing, of course they have menopause, they have irregular periods, irregular eating habits. So these things are generally also for the smoking things and all. Men have more of smoking habit than women, so also that affects their immunity levels, vitamin C going down, and all these things. So yeah,
Right. So there should be a difference.
yeah, definitely.
And is there anything that you think athletes are doing wrong, like in general, with their diet and with their nutrition that you see, like you must have been in touch with a lot
Hmm.
of athletes. So what do you think
Yeah.
is something very common, something that most of athletes, especially in India, are doing wrong, or shouldn't be doing or should be improving? Is there any
Okay.
pattern?
Right. So I'll start with the basic thing that firstly, they don't drink much of water. They are all dehydrated. Okay, like just the basic thing I'll say that they don't know the importance of water. Whenever while taking the recall, like okay, beta, आप सुबह से रात तक क्या खाते हो? So there will be okay, there will be some food and this and that, but there will never be water. And when you're talking about water, there will be like okay, मैं इतना पी लेता हूँ like that. Okay, so the basic thing is importance of fluid because during the training, during competitions, you are losing a lot of electrolytes, so you need to replenish them, and these electrolytes are going to channelize energy in the body. So it's very, very important that you drink enough water, firstly. And secondly, if you can drink like a proper sports drink or maybe, something which is electrolyte rich and also enriching your energy levels and all these things, then nothing like it. So firstly, I say the importance of liquid is just like a basic thing which is missing in most of the athletes. Secondly, most of them nowadays think that of course the protein thing is another thing which everybody feel that protein le lo and everything will fall in place. So yes, that's another thing. And the third thing is since they are training a lot, they feel that okay, मुझे बस ज़्यादा खाना खाना है. Like I have to eat more. They don't know the basics of the nutrients and nutrition wherever the macro and micronutrients come. They feel that just because I'm training so hard, so I'm basically hungry, so I have to eat more food. So these are, I will say, like the basic things, and it's not about eating more food. It's about of course eating more calories definitely, but how you have to mismatch. It's not about mera rice increase kar do and that's about it, like ho gaya mera, not like that. So these are the basic things which I have seen in most of the athletes.
Okay.
Right.
And so do you think that there should be like there is a different diet plan for different sports depending on what you're playing on? Like a runner and a boxer shouldn't eat the same.
Right.
So,
Right.
so should it, like, what is the difference between different sports and what kind of sports require what kind of exact like nutrition?
Okay. Now, what kind of exact I cannot say because it's a vast question, but I'll just say that yes, different kind of sports require different kind of nutrition because obviously, like for example, if somebody is a badminton player, so their the movement of their hand is on more side rather than their lower part of the body. So you need to focus on foods which will help you with hand grip strength. Okay. Now, who is a swimmer is basic. Now, swimming is one sports where you are using your whole body and you burn a lot of calories. Now all the swimmers generally like go above 4,000 kilocalorie diet chart, like on an average I'm saying, because their whole body is used up and they get muscle soreness very much. Okay, so then the strategy for them goes on like a very different. Now who are into muscle building and weightlifting and all, of course they also require so much of hand grip strength and lower body as their support. So of course there also nutrition goes on a different pattern. And the people who are cycling, so they are using their lower body like legs and all on the more side. So then their leg and the core body strength has to be strong. So these things of course differ, and so is the nutrition and the calories, because we need to focus on small things. And of course you can also know your body's fitness by genetic testing. You can get it done from anywhere if somebody is interested. Even we do as well, because there you actually get to know that how is your overall body's fitness, how is your hand grip strength, how is your power. One important thing for swimmers, you require very much of lung capacity, like VO2 max. Okay, so for lung capacity, now what if you are a swimmer and your breath goes away very faster? So even maybe on the long swimming sessions, you might not sustain for a longer time. So then you need to focus on your lung capacity boosting. Okay, so there are some exercises and the foods as well which can help you with the same. So it varies. It actually varies from sports to sports.
So also there are a lot of questions that have come in which ask
Yeah.
about what what a athlete should have during training. Like
Okay.
a lot of you can't we can't eat anything heavy. क्योंकि
Right.
फिर we don't
Right.
like we don't feel good. So what do you
Correct.
think should like what do you, anything that is in general that everyone can have while training, not too much and but enough to keep us within the
Right. So I'll just give you simple example that at least you can have lemon water, coconut water, things which will be helping you with for the replenishing of electrolytes. Now, during the training, you just need something which will help you in replenishing the electrolyte, and this electrolyte is going to channelize energy in the body. So, something which is like very simple, like lemon water and coconut water. Now, if your training is, for example, a little intense, you can add in some honey, jaggery, or maybe some glucose into the water, and then you can slowly sip on it. And it's also not like you have to sip it as a whole. You just have to sip it slowly. But yeah, that's how it is. Like generally something which is like hydrating you enough. You can also add in some chia seeds or sabja seeds into the water, so that it has a lot of fiber, so it will help you with retaining water in the body.
So
Yeah.
also, the question about
Hmm.
should there be a difference in what you're eating while you're injured, or in a
Sorry.
rest? Should there be a difference in your nutrition while you're injured or during a rest period?
Hmm. Right.
Like,
Yes. So yes, definitely there is a difference if you are resting. That means you are not doing anything. Like right now, most of the athletes are in their off period where they are not training. So of course, their calorie intake will not be that much. Their nutrition requirement basically like will not be that much. So of course, there is a vast difference while they are in the resting period. And talking about injuries, then yes, definitely. While you are injured, firstly you are not able to burn off so much calories. So of course the calorie, all these things are fine, but more than that you need to focus on something which is going to heal your injury and make you recover. Okay, now things like better protein. Now in protein also, better essential amino acid, then your collagen protein, which will basically help in the tissue formation in the body, then vitamin C, which helps in enhancing the tissue formations in the body. So these things you need to focus on, since if you are injured and you want to basically recover. So yeah.
so our audience has a specific questions that if you could answer
Right.
would be great. Okay,
Hmm.
so the first one is Kiran. He's a badminton player.
Right.
Which fruit is the best to have during training?
Okay. So I'll say that during training, as I said, we cannot have something which is, which requires more of digestion in the body, but you have to have something which is like easily digestible. So instead of having fruit, you can have fruit juices. You can mix it along with any other drink like lemon water, coconut water, and make like a proper drink, and you can have that. Okay, but fruits actually not, but you can have dry fruits actually, like dates, raisins, all these things which are easily absorbed in the body. So
Okay. Okay. So the next is from Manveer. He's also
yeah.
a butler, and he's asking what should we have during fatigue?
Okay. So fatigue is again a vast question, I'll say, because fatigue cannot come only from the training thing. Okay. So training is, of course, if your training is intense, and firstly, if your nutrition is not up to the mark, that means if you're not having enough calories, then your proteins, then of course, if you are, it also, we also have to understand if you are getting like, muscle tightness or lactic acid buildup in the body. So all these things has to be looked on. And from the blood parameters, I'll say for fatigue, iron and hemoglobin levels are important. So, and of course, ferritin levels. So do check all these levels. And this is a vast question. It cannot be like a specific thing for the reason of fatigueness.
What if you get some during cramps? Like what should someone focus on if he or she is cramping a lot while playing?
Okay, while playing cramping. So I'll not say that somebody suddenly getting cramping. If you are not eating enough the requirements of which can help you with the cramping, actually it will maybe it has happened over the time, and now it is like showing up the though. So basically, to remove cramping, firstly you need to focus on the lactic acid flushing thing, and of course magnesium is something which is very important for cramping. Okay, because it helps in loosening up the muscles. So these things actually, if so, magnesium you will get from the seeds like your pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, all these things. And if not this, then probably pop in some magnesium tablet. Actually it really helps with cramping. But yes, it is not like one day's thing. It happens like over the period of time. So
Okay, so the next is from Shivam. He's a
hmm.
400-meter. He's asking how much protein should a runner have?
Right, right. So, again, like to answer this question, I have to probably understand his height, weight, all these things. Okay. But one important thing here is, to understand the requirement of protein for somebody. Firstly, need to understand how much is he training, what intensity is the training. Okay. And what is his current weight and height. Okay. Second thing is this, if generally if you will ask me, then I'll say that for a runner at least you should be meeting like above 1.5 gram per kg of your body weight, okay, to compensate all the recovery, to compensate all the lost muscles, etc. But yeah, to be specific, maybe we have to understand like one on one. So
Okay, good. So there's a boxer. His name is Naveen. What should a
hmm
boxer price? What
okay,
should be
so right, right. So, of course, like boxer's diet, as I said, like in a boxer's diet, you require, a lot of calories. Firstly, okay, in during the training phase, during the competition, though, requirement of calories really increases. Now, since a boxing is a game where you are using your upper body, like overall the strength of your upper body is on the higher side. So, of course, you require a lot of protein. Firstly, okay, and a lot of things to recover as well, like all this magnesium, then all your essential amino acids for recovery and all, definitely is very important thing. But yes, boxers are always mostly on the surplus calorie diets, okay, like a little bit increased diets, basically, like they generally have above 3000 calories diet. So yeah.
okay? Okay. So the next question is from Dolly. She's also a badminton player. She wants to
hmm
know about pre-workout meal. What should a
okay,
pre-workout?
okay. Right, right. So basically, pre-workout should be something where you need a more of carbohydrate, but yes, simple carbohydrate, moderate amount of fat, and moderate amount of protein. You need to definitely include some little amount of fat, because after carbohydrate, fat is the second source of energy to the body. Okay, so just focusing on carbohydrate will not really help, but little bit of fat from any, maybe like a cube of cheese, some good nuts or some seeds, like that you can definitely include. But if you are going for a badminton and maybe you are playing for 1 or 2 hours, then you can have like a whole fruit or maybe a fruit juice or something, like mix everything and make like a shake kind of things, okay, and you can also add in some curd and all. So like very simple things which is like easy to digest to the body and not heavy to the body is you can actually have.
Yeah, and since you talked about digestion,
Yeah.
Ayush has a question asking how to improve digestion.
Okay. Now, this is again a vast question that, how to improve digestion. Now, firstly, for that, you have to understand what are the problems you are facing in digestion. This is a very common problem with most of the athletes. Now, what happens is, if you need to understand the biomechanics of a game, that when a person is training too much, all your body's energy is getting used up in supplying the blood to the required muscles which are being used to the body. Your blood pressure goes on the higher side, you start breathing heavy, so basically your cardiac output increases, so all these things increases. Now what goes down is your digestions, okay. So while the digestion goes down, you need to see like whether you are drinking enough water, whether there is enough fiber in the body, whether there is enough magnesium in the body for stool passing and motility, all these things, okay. And if you are having issues of bloating, acidity, these things, then maybe you need to include good probiotics to the body, because any athlete's diet is little bit on the higher side, like in terms of calories and all. You require good probiotics so that the food is properly digested in the body firstly. So these things are important. You can also, and if you have general issues of bloating and all, you can actually have some jeera water during the day. So like very simple suggestion, but this is a very big question to answer actually.
Okay. Okay, so the next question is from Sushmita. She plays kabaddi.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best food for stronger bones?
Okay, so stronger bones, for that, of course, vitamin D is of course important. Along with that, calcium and magnesium is something which is very much important. Okay, that because vitamin D, now most of the Indians are deficient in vitamin D. Now getting vitamin D only via foods is a little difficult or challenging. Now, if you ask me what should I eat to improve my vitamin D, honestly, I have been working till now. I haven't seen a person with normal vitamin D levels. Okay, it's very tough because the absorption and the whole metabolism of vitamin D is very, very difficult in the body. So, but you need vitamin D definitely, because you require stronger bones, and especially as an athlete, you definitely require. So, in that case, probably you have to go for vitamin D shots or something like that. Okay, so something that is very important. And apart from that, of course, calcium to support the vitamin D. Now, calcium comes from various sources. Okay, again, so this thing is again important, and of course, magnesium. So these things are important if you actually want stronger bones. So yeah.
So there is one roller hockey player,
Mm-hmm.
Manavish, his name. Uh, he wants to reduce fat in his body, but at the same
Okay.
time he's eating, so he doesn't want to reduce a lot of calories. So how do you
Right.
suggest go about this?
Okay. Okay. So, for fat burning, there are certain things which helps in boosting your metabolism and the fat burning process. From the blood test perspective, I'll say vitamin B12 is important because it has a role in the fat metabolism in the body. And apart from that, if you ask me for foods, then I'll say there is green tea, there is lemon water. So what you need to do is while you are training, you have these things while you are training. Okay. So that, because that's the time where you are like hydrating, sorry, you are dehydrated, and also you need this thing for your electrolyte balance as well. So have this thing during the training, and of course post workout your proteins and all this thing goes. So maybe by that you can probably help yourself by losing fat. And of course there is this thing like cinnamon powder is a very good fat burner, so probably include that anytime during the day. Don't include during the games, because it also reduces blood sugar levels, so maybe that will be a problem for you. So have it anytime during the day, but these are something which you can do. So
Okay. Also, you told about women athletes facing a lot of problems with iron and hemoglobin
yeah,
deficiency.
yeah.
So, how do you suggest that should be replenished in the body? Like,
Hmm.
only food is not enough. Maybe we need supplements.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I'll first say like what is a supplement and why do we need a supplement? Because a lot of people might be hearing it till now and they might be thinking, why should I go for a artificial thing? So the main thing is basically, the supplements are they have the extract of the whatever food we have, like generally natural foods. It has the concentrated form of those particular active ingredients. Okay, for example, like turmeric. Turmeric has an active ingredient called curcumin. Okay. Now you get curcumin tablets in the market. Now, if you really have to get so much of curcumin from turmeric, like a natural source, you have to eat a lot of turmeric, which is not possible. So then a person goes for a supplement because you need the result, and that too, you cannot wait that okay, your body will absorb, because that it's a very complicated process and it will not happen that easily. So of course then you require the supplement, and you require the supplement only until your blood levels come to normal level. After that you do not require it. It's not like a medicine that it will give you an instant effect कि ये खा लिया and that's it, gone. It will little bit take time, but eating getting it from just the food, it will take even more time. Okay, so supplement is a midway, but it's a better way actually. So yes, when you talked about the women health and about the iron hemoglobin levels, so of course definitely you need to, for hemoglobin you need to see foods which are basically helping. Now hemoglobin has a structure, right? So of course if somebody has lower hemoglobin, you need to check their iron level. So because consecutively it also goes down. So these things are correlated. So then you have to, of course, look for a proper iron supplement, ferritin. For ferritin also, there should be something you need to add basically. And of course, there are things like vitamin B12 also you need to look upon. So yes, if it does not improve just via the food, you definitely. So also it depends on like how low is your level. If your levels are like very, very bad and badly low, then you require a supplement. If it's like okay, then probably via foods you can still improve it. So Right.
So his name is Rupesh. He's asking a diet powerlifting.
Okay, so I think I already, okay, I answered for the boxers, right? Yes. So powerlifters diet is again like, yes, it is little complicated, but definitely you need to, like, firstly, the calories are very much higher for a power lifter, definitely, because there are a lot of power lifters with us, and like they work out like crazy. Their training pattern is crazy. So of course, the calories are on the higher side. Their protein requirement goes more than 2 gram per kg of their body weight. So now they are generally on a little bit higher, body weight. They, for them, like being on my ideal body weight and all these things does not really work. So they are already little bit higher from their ideal body weight. So of course, the requirement of protein is generally above 2 to 2.5 grams of per kg body weight. And of course, there has to be a recovery strategy. Definitely, there has to be a recovery strategy to flush out the lactic acid from the body. So, of course, it's a vast question, but then again, yes, it is very intricate because power lifters. It's intricate actually. I'll say.
Okay. So Manoj has a question. He's a badminton player again. He's asking,
Hmm.
do if products cause more harm than good for athletes?
Sorry.
Are dairy products good for athletes or not? In products.
Okay. So first you need to see that whether you are allergic to dairy products or not. If you are allergic to dairy products, now why you should be allergic in the first place? Okay, so there are certain foods, okay, which has some allergic components in them, and so is dairy also has. Okay, it has basically lactose. Now there are certain enzymes in the body which basically will break down this lactose and is getting digested in the body. If your body is deficient in this, basically your gene mechanism is such that it is not able to, your body is not able to produce this enzyme, then probably yes, you are basically sensitive to lactose and you cannot have lactose. Okay, now you cannot have lactose, that does not mean you cannot have dairy products. Now we are like really blessed that in the market we have foods and all which is without the lactose in them. Okay, they have removed the lactose from the food, and you can actually enjoy the dairy products and you will not get any issues. And apart from that, okay, now why do we have milk? Firstly, in the first place, because it has certain these nutrients in them. So you need to see that, okay, agar मैं lactose नहीं पी सकता या whatever, I don't like milk and whatever, but I still require the nutrients. So you need to see and find an alternative to those nutrients. Okay, it has calcium, इसमें calcium नहीं है, I'll have something else for the calcium. It has vitamin D, okay, इसमें नहीं है तो मैं नहीं पी सकता, so there has to be an alternative. So it's about the nutrients rather than the food actually. But yes, answering to the question, if you are allergic to lactose, then you have to have a lactose free product. So but yes, every food is important. It's nothing like okay, this thing is important and that is not important. Every food is important depending on your body and your requirements. So yeah.
Okay. So there's one more question from Nishant. He's
Hmm.
asking, what food should we have if during hormonal imbalance?
Okay. Now he is a boy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, boys generally don't get so much of hormonal imbalances. Generally, girls get, okay, but for boys, there are certain foods and all. Now, they generally get an imbalance of these testosterone levels only. So, of course, like there are certain foods which can help with these boosting. Now for testosterone boosting, there are foods like vitamin D is again very much important. So, and generally, like as I said, most of the people are low. So, if you are having a hormonal imbalance, then probably look for your vitamin D level firstly. And of course, foods to improve your testosterone level. There is broccoli, there is almonds, there are certain good fats, okay, like omega 3s and all, which will help you with the same. So, probably you can look for it. Okay, so yeah.
Okay. So the last question is from Ritik. He's a table
Okay.
tennis player, and he's
Mm-hmm.
asking what sports drink should one have during practice,
Okay.
and what
Huh.
is the difference between different kind of sports?
Okay. So this thing, so I think I already answered like what could be a homemade simple sports drink, right? That like lemon water, coconut water, and all these things. Or you can also opt for fruit juices and all. Now, difference between a sports drink, actually, I'll say like ideally on a general basis, I'll say every person should be having 500 ml of liquid per hour of whatever training sessions you are having. Now the strategy changes that how intense is your training. Now if you tell me that I am training very hard, I'm sweating out really badly, then probably I need to add something which is going to hydrate your body. Chia seeds, jaggery, or honey, all these things, okay, or maybe glucose, okay. Apart from that, I should also be adding BCAA, okay, like to enhance the, if you are like tissue breakdown is so much, okay. So this way it varies from person to person, like how much you are training, how intense you are training. So like that.
Okay, got it. Since you mentioned about BCAA, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people don't know what it is exactly, and they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
having it as a habit. Can you break down that a little bit for us? Just a general
Yeah.
explanation of what it is and why we need
Yeah. So basically, BCAA is your branch chain amino acids, and when you train very very hard. So of course, like our body has muscles, right? So our body has some percentage of muscles, of course. So that of course breaks down while you are training, and if your training is very much intense, okay, so these are certain essential amino acids which you need to drink from outside, that your body is not able to produce basically, okay. And this, you why you require it, because you need to recover from whatever the intensity of training you have done. So there are three main amino acids which are there in the BCAA, okay, and you need to have that so that you are able to replenish. Now if you are having very simple home workouts and not doing very intense workout, so then maybe the breakdown of these in your muscles is not that much, so maybe then you do not require it. But if you are a sports person training very hard, you definitely require a proper BCAA to channelize into the muscles, definitely. So
it.
yeah.
And the amount differs from like person to person.
Generally, it should be 1 scoop per hour, okay, and it is like mostly it is restricted to 1 scoop only during the day. Apart from that, I think is not required. Like till now, it's like mostly one scoop only. It can go up to 2 scoop. Depends on, maybe now if you are like a power lifter or a boxer, maybe like you are on a surplus diet, then maybe it is required. But generally, 1 scoop is enough for a person. So yeah.
Okay. Also, this is a common question about snacking.
Oh,
How should,
okay.
and this is not only related only to athletes, but also people in
Yes.
general.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it okay to have fried food, like, in a little amount, or should
Mm.
snacking also be healthy and
Right, right. Okay. So basically, I'll say that, don't think that, okay, snacking could be bad and I should completely avoid it. If you think like that, you will crave for it even more. Okay. So you need to understand that how you have to balance between both these things. Firstly, the people, there are different kind of snacking in different kind of people, because some people will crave for maybe a burger, some people want to have some fried food, some people want to have some chocolates. So these things are there, okay, different snacking behavior are there in different people. Now a gene, like your body's genes plays a very important role in snacking, because there are certain genes which like enhances you that, oh, you have to eat more of fatty foods, okay, and how it is going to react in your body, that is also different, okay. First thing is this: from your blood parameters, there are certain things like your magnesium, calcium, iron level 3. Like if you are deficient in these three things, you are definitely again, will reach out to some namkeen snacks. Okay, so I'll say that there is no harm in snacking, but just restrict yourself to, okay, maybe give yourself a reward of snacking on one day, which will be a cheat day basically. And if you want to have the similar kind of thing during the day, during the week basically, then but you need to restrict it. Okay, you cannot have like too much that it is going to affect your whole body composition. So either you restrict it to one day in a week, that okay, आज तो मैं सिर्फ आइसक्रीम खाऊंगा and nothing else, I'll have one burger, but followed that, I have to follow the whole week, like whatever food is there, home cooked food, whatever is there in my diet chart or regular eating, but I'll snack only one day. That's about it. And yeah, like over snacking will definitely harm you, because it's like outside food and all these things. But I'll just say that don't restrict yourself from snacking, then even you will crave even more to all these kind of foods. So yeah.
Also, can you tell us about the traditional Indian food? Do you
Hmm.
think it's healthy, or do you think there should be changes, or people should adopt to Western culture? In terms of like,
Okay.
is there
Hmm.
anything specific? It should be only depending upon what nutrients you're getting.
Right, right. It of course depends on what nutrients you are getting. Okay. Now, if you ask me that nowadays we eat like in all the Indians are used to eat wheat, right? We all eat roti, chapati, everything. Now, wheat was always a Western concept. Okay, it was never an Indian concept. But see how well we all have adapted. Okay, the whole difference between Indian food or maybe the local food and the outside food is because all your forefathers, fathers, and whatever the people are there in your family, they all have been eating this kind of food. Now the same genes have been copied to you, so you are more susceptible to digest these kind of food rather than the exotic foods. Okay, that's the one important thing. Like most of the Indians, rice was always grown in India, so you can more digest rice rather than wheat. Okay, because wheat was always a outside concept. But now, because most of our forefathers and everybody, they have been eating wheat and all these things, so the people who are not sensitive, they can easily digest the wheat basically. Okay, the only
Right.
thing is the local foods you will firstly easily get, and of course your body is more susceptible to accept the local food rather than the exotic food. But yes, the question whole lies in the nutrients. Now if something you are getting now, okay, for an example, antioxidants. Now we all know that antioxidants come from all your colorful berries, which are not really grown in India, or maybe our soil conditions are not that it is grown in India. So then you have to get it from outside. But you require these antioxidants, you require it for your injury, for like from a sportsman's perspective, I'm saying, okay. So that is when the requirement comes in. Otherwise, you can do well from with your local food as well. So
Okay, so this was a lot of my own doubts were also clear. Like during
okay.
the session,
Hmm.
thing, I so saw this, really learned from this, and a lot of their doubts were cleared. And
Yeah.
so I said, it was really good to have you with us, and we hope you can come again and hear more of your questions. Also,
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Nishitra, for having me here. And I hope everybody liked the session. And if you have any queries, you can always go on Qua Nutrition's page. And you guys are already following Sportsman Spirit, so which is great. You guys are doing well. So do excel in your whatever field, whatever sports you are in. And yeah, I enjoyed the session very much. And thank you for having me here.
thank you
Yeah,
so much. So this
thank you.
session will be, yeah, this session will be posted as IPTP for all those who missed it, and
Yeah.
whenever you have time you can watch that. Thank you so much, and all the best to you and also to Kuan.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.